Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. Most important news and editorial of the day will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 20th of April. The first news is WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine. This was a center by WHO, which was established in Gujarat. We'll see the detail about this. Second, expert concerned over the start rating of the packet food. This was an initiative of the FSI, which was recommended by the IIMs. Third, tie-up between India and foreign universities has been simplified. Fourth, IMF cut India's GDP growth forecast. We'll see the anticipations and the future forecast. And the last is an editorial, making fiscal room, right? Apart from this, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before that, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And just to tell you about the open mock test that we are organizing, these are the dates. You can register yourself for the open mock test. So this will ensure your level of preparation. You can have an idea that how you're preparing. So it's very important to practice more for the prelims examination. So get yourself enrolled for the free mock test series. Now, first news, that is WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine. This is something important for General Studies Paper 2, Bilateral Regional Grouping and Agreement, Evolving India's and Affecting India's Interest. So recently, the Prime Minister of India has laid the foundation stone for the WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar, Gujarat. So this was an event which took place yesterday. And this is something very important for a country like India, which has actually set up a global center for traditional medicine, right? The Prime Minister has said that the testing and certifications of this traditional medicine at WHO Global Center would be at par level, and this would confer the international standard as desired and required by the WHO. The Prime Minister has stated that the Global Center for Traditional Medicine was establish a global prosperity and ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन प्रैक्टिसेस जो पूरे वर्ल्ड में प्रैक्टिस की जा रही है उसी स्टैंडर्ड को फॉलो की जाएगी सो दैट वी कैन ऑल्सो हैव एन एक्सीलेंस ऑल्दो India is a country which has a rich tradition in terms of traditional medicine, Ayush and yoga. So this is the right time to represent India at such multilateral forum. Now, recognitions to India, definitely at this point of time, जहाँ पे WHO ने ये चीज़ों को establish किया, call for a partnership, new partnership with the Center for Traditional Medicine, which respects India's potential and contribution. This is not, for this point of time, we have been contributing in traditional medicine for generations, right? So world leaders thank India for WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine, and even India take this partnership as a huge responsibility for serving the entire humanity. The experience that we carry would definitely be reflected in the people welfare. And India gave the slogan that one planet, one health. That is what WHO has also called for the promotion. And even India की जो vision है, one earth, one health, that would be definitely promoted. So if you're writing in mains paper or if you're appearing for essay, make sure आप इस तरह के जो topic हैं उस पर ध्यान रखें क्योंकि direct आपसे यहाँ पे essay में भी ये सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. One earth, one health. And India is taking a huge responsibility and it would aid giving a better medical solutions from the other people of the world as well. Now this year 2021, not actually this year, the last year was declared as International Millet Year. This is again significant for many other competitive examination, या तो prelims में या फिर आप किसी competitive examination में prepare कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे इस तरह के सवाल पूछे जाते हैं. Now the National Nutrition Mission has kept in mind with India's ancient teaching and government has a lot more programs and initiative in terms of nutrition. जहाँ पे PM पोषण मिशन है और भी ऐसे बहुत सारे important schemes है जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ऑलरेडी ongoing mode में. And India's yoga has played an important role in keeping people worldwide to reduce the mental stress and establish the balance. Now कुछ 5 point goal बताए गए हैं इस centers में जो meeting हुई है. Prime Minister has come up with 5 point goal. This would be a role model, a roadmap that would be giving direction to the new center. First is to create a database of traditional knowledge system using technology. So technology incorporation is something which is inevitable in 21st century. So technology uses is there. Second, जो ग्लोबल सेंटर्स होगी दैट कैन क्रिएट एन इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर टेस्टिंग एंड सर्टिफिकेशंस फॉर ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन सो दैट द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ दिस मेडिसिन इम्प्रूव वर्ल्ड वाइड, इवन फॉर इंडिया ऑल्सो, बट वर्ल्ड वाइड भी हमें जो ऑथेंटिसिटी है इस मेडिसिन की वो इम्प्रूव करनी है. Third, again, this would evolve a platform where the global expert of the traditional medicine would come together and share their experiences. So, जो भी global practices हैं, that would be the part of this. Now, the Prime Minister has asked the center to explore the possibility of annual traditional medicine festival as well. So, this would be again that would be helping India and other people across the country, across the world. Fourth, the center would mobilize funding the research and field of traditional medicine. तो जो ग्लोबल सेंटर फॉर ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन बनाई गई है WHO की तरफ से, ये एक रिसर्च फील्ड में भी ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन में खास करके एक ऐसी तवज्जो देगी जहाँ पे रिसर्च एक्टिविटीज को भी ज़्यादा बढ़ाया जाएगा. Now the finding, global traditional medicine should develop the protocols for holistic treatment of specific disease, जहाँ पे patients को benefit और जो traditional medicine के actual benefits हैं, no, it has been long due that people have not understand the potential of traditional medicine. We are more into allopathics and operations part, but this GCTM would ensure that the benefits from both traditional and modern medicines are being given to the patients and the citizen of this country. Now, what actually WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine is going to have, how this benefits and the outcome would benefit the people. First, it would provide Ayush a system across the globe. Second, to provide a positive leadership in the global health matter pertaining to the traditional medicine. उसके अलावा ये इंश्योर करेगी क्वालिटी, सेफ्टी, एफिकेसी, एसेसिबिलिटी, रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ द ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन एंड टू डेवलप अ नॉर्म्स इन रेलिवेंट टेक्निकल एरियाज. उसके अलावा डेवलप स्पेसिफिक कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग एंड ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द बेनिफिट्स दैट इंडिया कैन गेट फ्रॉम द WHO ग्लोबल सेंटर फॉर ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन. नाउ टर्नओवर ऑफ आयुष मिनिस्ट्री की अगर बात करें या फिर आयुष इंडस्ट्रीज की बात करें, दिस इज स्पेसिफिकली फॉर इंडस्ट्रीज. सो यहाँ पे आयुष मिनिस्ट्री ने कुछ डेटा दिया है दैट प्रेजेंट टर्नओवर फॉर आयुष इंडस्ट्री इज 18.1 बिलियन एंड दिस इज अप फ्रॉम 3 बिलियन इन 2014. तो आप देख सकते हो जहाँ पे पहले $3 बिलियन हुआ करती थी, नाउ इट हैज टेकन अ टोल अप टू $18.8 बिलियन. एंड द ग्रोथ हेल्प इन द स्पेसिफिक कम्युनिटी, कहाँ से जो साइंटिफिक कम्युनिटी है खास करके वहाँ पे जो एंटी माइक्रोबियल रेजिस्टेंट की चैलेंजेस हैं, ग्रोइंग इंसिडेंस ऑफ एज रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर, नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीजेज हैं, ये सारे जो डिजीज हैं उनको भी खत्म करने में बहुत हद तक मदद मिलेगी विद द हेल्प ऑफ द ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन वाया द सेंटर्स. नाउ द एक्सपर्ट कंसर्न ओवर द स्टार्ट रेटिंग ऑफ द फूड, पैकिंग फूड बेसिकली. सो दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 2 इन मेन्स. यहाँ पे 2 टॉपिक है मेन्स के जहाँ पे ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. फर्स्ट इज गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज एंड इंटरवेंशन फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वेरियस सेक्टर्स. उसके अलावा इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू डेवलपमेंट मैनेजमेंट ऑफ हेल्थ. सो जो ग्लोबल हेल्थ एक्सपर्ट है, जो न्यूट्रिशनल एक्सपर्ट है, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो रिसेंट में यूनियन हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री की जो फसाई है फूड एंड सेफ्टी अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, दे हैव कम अप विथ रेगुलेशन विच इज़ नोन एज स्टार हेल्थ रेटिंग. स्टार हेल्थ रेटिंग की बात की गई थी जिसपे जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं उन्होंने उस चीज़ों को कहा है कि दिस इज नॉट समथिंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन. सो दे हैव रेज्ड कंसर्न to the ministry that these health star rating is not going to benefit to the consumer at the end, और जो इसकी ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो उस ऑब्जेक्टिव को पूरा करने में भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा मुश्किल आएंगी. So they have urged that the warning level instead to be have or effective in the various countries. Instead of star rating that government would be coming up with, they have said there should be a warning level that should be there in the food packets, right? So opposing the move by the Food Safety Standard Authority of India, expert ने कहा है that government should roll back this initiative. Which initiative? The Health Star Rating Initiative, right? Now क्या है Star Health Rating? आपके लिए जानना काफ़ी ज़रूरी है. See, recently what has happened that the food safety regulator, which is FSI in India, has announced the introduction of mandatory health star rating on the packaged food. जो भी processed food होते हैं, packaged food होते हैं, उनमें एक star rating दी जाएगी जो कंज्यूमर को गाइड करेगी कि किस तरह की वो फूड क्वालिटी है, कितने फैट्स है, कितनी हेल्दी है वो स्टार रेटिंग से पता चल पाएगा. Now, under the proposed packet, the food item based on salt, sugar, fat, that would be given 1 to 5 star rating, and that would be printed in the front of the pack. So whenever you buy a packet, in front only you will get the star rating of it, right? So this move by the Food Safety Authority of India has followed by the recommendations or the report that has come from the Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, and this was a countrywide survey which was conducted by the IIM Ahmedabad. So for examination it is important कि किस organization या किस institutions ने survey किए हैं और क्या report पेश की थी. Now front package labeling की बात की गई, एक proposal है. This government is also considering and even the expert are of the opinion that this should be there in light of to get an awareness to the consumer. इस जो front packaging labeling है ये ज़्यादा बेहतर होगी star packaging labeling से. So the currently packed food in the country have back of the package. If you buy any item, अगर आपने किसी भी चीज़ को परचेज किया होगा, suppose for example if you buy a chips, तो वहाँ पे आपको पीछे न्यूट्रिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन दिए होते हैं और सारे जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं वो पीछे होते हैं. नाउ दे हैव आस्क्ड टू बी देयर इन द फ्रंट पेज रादर देयर इन द बैक साइड ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर पैकेट. तो फ्रंट पैकेज लेबलिंग के कॉन्सेप्ट पे बात की जा रही है. नाउ the health ministry has recommended a voluntary implementation of the front package labeling from 2023. तो एक देखा जाएगा transition period for the 4 year that how this is actually functioning. And FSI official has said that the new policy will exempt milk and dairy product in line of FOPL model implemented in several other nations. That WHO popular जो nutritional intake goal recommendations हैं उनकी ज़रूरतों को पूरा करना भी काफ़ी अहम होगा. So if you're writing in general studies paper 3 or if you're preparing for that particular essay or if you're writing in the case studies, to make sure आप इस तरह के points awareness में भी include कर सकते हैं. Now advantages of the move, the health and nutritional expert have said that the opinion that this initiative would help to provide health benefits जो खास करके उस foods के हैं, beverages के हैं, and even consumer can have an option to choose the healthier food, right? So if the directions is given, if the nutritional information is given, a consumer can be equally aware about the food he is purchasing. So the IM report says that the warning level may have been better intent to affect the consumer behavior in our country. Now lifestyle disease की अगर इंडिया में बात करें, you can see this graph. For cardiovascular disease which is 26%, diabetics 2%, respiratory is 313, cancer 7, communicable maternal और ये जो paternal nutritional problems हैं this is 28, injuries 12 और जो other NC diseases हैं उसके 12%. So this is the complete health report for India in terms of the non-communicable diseases. तो large population of country suffer from malnutrition also. इसके साथ जो non-communicable diseases हैं hypertension, diabetes, ये जो मैंने आपको ग्राफ बताई है ये भी इंड्यूस करती है lifestyle related problems को. And India is known as a diabetic capital in the world, जहाँ पे population estimated is that it will hit 70% million by 25. तो 2025 में ये anticipation है that 70 million people would be affected and by 2030 80 million is going to be there in the list of the diabetic patient. So this is something we need to take care of. जितने भी health related problem है, health खास करके वैसे प्रॉब्लम जो आपके लाइफस्टाइल से आ रहे हैं उन चीज़ों पे कंट्रोल करने की काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. Now talking about the data, this is something with regards to ready to eat food market for 2026. You can see this is 18.63 CGI और growth contribute करेगा इंडिया it's almost 100%. Incremental growth है 751 and growth for 2022 is anticipated around 15.09%. And this is a graph for India food services in the market size. You can see the restaurant and hotel chain market, organized, stand-alone, and unorganized market that is growing in India at a faster pace. Now the other news, tie-up between India and foreign universities has been simplified. This is important for General Studies Paper 2, issues related to development and management of human resources and education. So in order to boost the higher education in our country, जो यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट कमीशन है उन्होंने कुछ चीज़ों को सिंप्लीफाई किया है where higher education in India would be collaborating with a foreign university to get a dual degree. This is something very important in terms of enhancing the level of education that a student are getting at this point of time. Now the Indian and foreign university can enter into the memorandum of understanding, which is also known as MOU, with each other, and then they can directly meet the certain eligibility criteria as required for the institutions, right? तो ये काफ़ी important होगी जहाँ पे collaboration की जाएगी Indian universities की और foreign universities की. Now the 550th meeting of the UGC has decided that Indian education institutions की जो national assessment और accreditation councils हैं उनकी जो rating होती है जो 3 point 01 के अबव होंगे, या फिर वैसी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटी रैंकिंग के 1000 रैंक के अंदर है, या फिर जिनको टाइम्स एजुकेशन रैंकिंग भी मिली हुई है, और ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के रैंकिंग के अंदर में आते हैं अंडर द NIRF के रैंकिंग में, they would be able to tie up with the foreign institutions. So these are basically the eligibility criteria for any educational institution in India to get tie up with a foreign university. तो 3 criteria fulfill करनी है, या तो वो 3.01 NAC के रेटिंग में हो, या फिर वो 1000 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के लिस्ट में हो जो वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज़ निकालती है, या टाइम हायर यूनिवर्सिटी रैंकिंग होता निकालती है, या अगर इंडिया की रैंकिंग की बात करें NIRF के रैंकिंग में, वो 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के अंदर होनी चाहिए. So this eligibility criteria, if is meeting the institution, they can go forward with having a collaboration with the foreign educations. Now exemptions from permission, UGC के चेयरमैन ने कहा है जो नई regulations है that would be soon made to public, यहाँ पे अब ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी UGC से permission लेने की, and if they meet the ranking criteria जो मैंने आपको अभी डिस्कस किया है, वो ranking criteria अगर fulfill होती है, so they can directly go ahead, right? एंड प्रीवियस रेगुलेशंस में यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन में रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस थी जहाँ पे प्रमोशन एंड मेंटेनेंस ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड फॉर द एकेडमिक कोलैबोरेशंस जो कि फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के बीच में होती है, 2016 की रेगुलेशन है, अब ये वैलिड नहीं होगी और डायरेक्टली इस रैंकिंग के बेसिस पे ही यूजीसी के बिना नोट के यूनिवर्सिटीज़ आगे प्रोसीड कर पाएंगी. नाउ द यूनिवर्सिटी एंड कॉलेजेस विल नॉट लॉन्गर रिक्वायर द यूजीसी परमिशन इफ दे टाई अप विद द फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी एंड इफ दे मेट द रैंकिंग क्राइटेरिया. सो अगेन डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन आप कह सकते हैं एक तरह से हुआ है एजुकेशन में, विच विल बी हेल्पिंग अ लॉट मोर इंस्टीट्यूशंस एंड लॉट मोर स्टूडेंट इन आवर कंट्री. डुअल डिग्री प्रोग्राम की बात की गई है, सो बट नाउ दे कैन ऑफर अ डुअल डिग्री प्रोग्राम एज वेल, and this program would be this dual degree can be provided by both institution, one which is established in India and other with a partnership. जो भी foreign universities होंगे वो भी डिग्री दे पाएंगे. So the student can get up to 30% credit utilization from the courses from the foreign university, and this joint dual degree program which he or she can enroll can have a total of 30 credits. These collaboration would permit only for a conventional mode of learning and not for a distance or online learning. So this is an important point to be noted for the prelims examination कि ये collaboration सिर्फ physical mode में काम करेगी, distance और online learning में नहीं काम करेगी. Now the other news, IMF cut India's GDP growth forecast. This is again important for General Studies Paper 3, Indian Economy and Issues related to Planning, Mobilization, Resource Growth and Development. So recently, International Monetary Fund जो है उन्होंने इंडिया के लिए जो फोरकास्ट है वो कम की है. Now it is 8.2%, 0.8% की reductions की गई है from the January. The projection was downgraded with the recent global downturn which has taken place amid the Russia-Ukraine war, और भी बहुत सारे ऐसे factors हैं जिनकी वजह से ये growth की projections को कम की गई. We'll discuss that also. So latest World Economic Outlook की अगर बात करें, which is released by IMF. IMF is a organization that release a WEO. So projections है इंडिया के लिए that it is going to expand by 6.9%. This is with regards to the World Economic Outlook. Make sure you take a note of this. And even the next year putting into the course would be the fastest growing economy in the next 2 years. तो इंडिया की performance although good है जिस तरह से post recovery हुई है, but in terms of other parameters we are lacking. So world output is now projected to be grown by 3.6% for 2022 and 2023, slowly stopping to 6.1% expansion that we have actually seen in 2021. So जो actual anticipations थी उससे थोड़ी कम है, but again will definitely recover in a very soon period of time. So you can see this is for a global forecast that IMF has come up with. This is for United States, Germany and all other countries. For India it is 8.2%, right? And if you look into the other agencies जिन्होंने इंडिया के लिए फोरकास्ट किए, तो कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट एजेंसीज की रेटिंग आपके लिए काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट होगी. फॉर वर्ल्ड बैंक इट वॉज now 8%, earlier it was 8.7%. IMF ने 8.2 किया था, earlier it was 9. वैसे ही Fitch की जो रेटिंग है 8.5, earlier it was 10. So you can compare the all rating. RBI, even for Government of India, the actual rating earlier was 7.8%. Now RBI has finally come up with the calculation of 7.2%. So this data, this graph is again important for your examination. Now impact हुई है जो रशिया और यूक्रेन के क्राइसिस को लेकर के, दैट हैज डेफिनेटली इम्पैक्टेड इंडिया एज वेल. सो दिस इज impacted significantly. वहाँ पे economic slowdown हुई and even the inflations, the commodity and the financial market channel has deteriorated to larger extent. Now, IMF said that Japan and India is seeking a notable growth forecast, where in the Asian they are the best performer in terms of that. And there is a direct impact on the countries that has a link between trade with Russia and Ukraine. Although India भी बहुत सारे ऐसे products हैं जो रशिया और यूक्रेन से import करती है. The reason being we are having problem. Which are the that products? First is the crude oil, followed by neon gas productions, silicon chips that is concentrated both in Russia and Ukraine. इस वजह से भी जो global forecast है वो कम हुई है. And even चाइना के जो sanctions हैं उनकी वजह से भी problem आई है इंडिया को. Right? So other factor की अगर बात करें, higher food and fuel prices has impacted the vulnerability. Additional global economic forecast fragmented, जिस तरह से रशिया से बेसिकली जो रशिया और यूक्रेन की वार है उसकी वजह से fragmentations हुई है पूरे वर्ल्ड में, which has again created a problem. And even the lockdown taking place recent in China, because of the full lockdown in some cities in China, the supply chain has been hugely disrupted. So these are some of the factors that has led to the anticipation of low growth projection for a country like India. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, making fiscal room. This is important for General Studies paper 3, inclusive growth and issues arising from it. So I'll be simplifying this editorial 5 important subheads, that is RBI growth forecast, factor influencing fiscal deficit effects, gross tax revenues, and even the conclusion part. The entire editorial, which is written by Aditi Nair. So she talks that the focus of this editorial is upon the fiscal policy roadmap for India. Now, India has witnessed a downturn twist जहाँ पे COVID-19 के pandemic की वजह से and even the things that is worsening globally because of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, conflict or war you can say, उस वजह से चीज़ें काफ़ी ज़्यादा deteriorate हुई हैं, performances काफ़ी ज़्यादा deteriorate हुई हैं, जो economic forecast है वो भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा कम हुई है, चाहे वो RBI हो या फिर कोई भी global institutions हो. So higher commodity prices consequently has a conflict and attendant project is there, and inflation and external account balances is also there, which is on a higher side, right? तो खास करके current account deficit भी देखी गई है, balance of payment में भी issues हो सकती हैं for India. We are on a safer side, but again inflation is rising in our country. RBI की growth forecast की अगर बात करें, this was earlier 8%, now it is 7.2%. Now इससे पहले भी RBI ने 5.6% की anticipations दी थी, now which was reduced to the 5%, right? Now provisional data release जो controller of accounts ने की है, they said that the central fiscal deficit is going to be around 13.2 trillion during April and February for this particular period. Factor क्या क्या ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने influence किया है? So the sharp rise in the revenue receipt, which is 30.7%. This is accompanied by the revenue expenditure. Receipts जितनी है और expenditure भी हमें calculate करनी पड़ेगी. Relatively जो expansion हुई है capital expenditure में, which is only 19.7%. And in these weeks, therefore, the center fiscal position has only strengthened a bit. But we can improve on part, but we have to wait for other quarters. Now, from the center point of view, जिस तरह से consider की गई है dividend payout के बारे में, तो telecom operators में shortfall देखी गई है in terms of disinvestment, and even for the 5G rollout, India is also facing a problem, right? So these things need to be taken into consideration before we consider the overall economic growth and forecast. Now, fiscal deficit के क्या effects हुई हैं? The current year, the fiscal deficit is likely to be adversely affected on the account of high fertilizer food subsidy potential and even the lower growth in the direct tax, considering the likely sequence in the corporate and profit margin. Now, the fertilizer subsidy requirement are expected to rise, and even it can overshoot the budget estimation of 1.1 trillion. This is what the anticipation is by the SARP of $1950 billion. So let's see how the fiscal defects and even the fiscal effects is going to improve in the coming years, because RBI and government is taking all a caution. Gross tax revenue की अगर बात करें, on the revenue side, the government has the tax revenue which is 27.07 trillion, which is marginally lower than the budget anticipation. जहाँ पे government ने ये कहा है that the scale back exercise duties on petrol and diesel would be there to the pre-pandemic level. Because of the crisis ongoing on Russia, the crude oil is becoming higher, and the price even for the LPG has also increased, and CNG has also increased. The net tax revenues may also end up shooting and this budget estimate is significantly going to be the around 0.8 trillions. कंक्लूजन की अगर बात करें, द रीसेंट अनाउंसमेंट बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया विद रिगार्ड्स टू द LIC IPO, जहाँ पे एक इन्वेस्टमेंट इनफ्लो की बात की गई है डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद, सो ये सरपास करेगी बजट के एक्सपेक्टेशंस को, जहाँ पे 1.2 ट्रिलियन तक की एंटिसिपेशंस की गई है, एंड दिस विल क्रिएट सम फिस्कल स्पेस फॉर द गवर्नमेंट अलाउइंग टू absorb a large part of risk, adding to spending that evolve in the current juncture. So this is how things is going to work for the government of India. We have to ensure that the corpus, the target of 5 trillion economy has to come in a very straightforward moment, जहाँ पे already delay की गई है 2024 तक इंडिया ने anticipate किया था $5 trillion economy को, but we'll be taking another year or two to chase this target. So every decision of the government should be taken in this direction only. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct answer was B. For second question also, the correct answer was C. Today's MCQ. Recently, the earliest known living animal, Dickinsonia, was found in which among the following location? Bhimbetka, Ellora Cave, Ajanta Cave, or Elephanta Cave. You have to look for the correct answer for the particular questions. Second, MK1 अर्जुना टैंक. ये क्वेश्चन वैसे लोगों के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है जो कि CAPF की भी प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं. It has been indigenously developed and manufactured by the CVRD and DRDO. The project of Arjuna main bank type is capable of doing a lot more other initiative, and even it was started to be launched in 1972. तो कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट्स जो हैं वो आपको पढ़ लेने हैं ताकि एग्जामिनेशन में अगर कोई भी स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है वो आप कर पाएँ. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.